How's it going, everyone? It's Liam Catterson here. It's episode 2 of season 2 for Veronica Mars. Yeah, I think it's safe to say that season 1, that was really explosive in terms of what went down over the course of this episode. Not just in terms of, what went down with Veronica and Logan and how Veronica is now with Duncan. That whole kerfuffle. Yeah, it was just mind-blowing, but also as well with certain people that are recognizable appearing, but also, of course, addressing, I guess, the elephant in the room, which was, of course, the ending of the last episode, which had the bus crash and seemingly killing everyone. Obviously, we don't know, if that is particularly the case, although it does look quite damning. But I mean, it's quite a big impact, isn't it, with, Meg being one of the people on that bus and possibly being one of the casualties. So, but of course, there is this whole idea of, what if Veronica was on that bus that day? So it's, quite earth-shattering to think about. So but as I've said, it seems like we are delving into two mysteries this season. I don't know if they will both be concluded by the end of the season or if one's going to be done by mid-season, and then the other mystery will be solved obviously at the end. But I am, season 2 has already had me, coming into season 2 I was already excited to see what was potentially going to happen. Given the fact that the Lily story was well done, how are we going to top that? But, after watching that first episode, I am very much intrigued even further. So, with that said, let's get into episode 2 of season 2 of Veronica Mars. Let's go.
How's Meg?
The same.
Okay.
Unconscious, but hanging in there.
Of course.
Hey, Cindy.
Of course, Meg does survive this, but...
You have to
Which
stop
she might have
yourself.
answers.
I'm not torturing myself.
When she comes around.
Experiencing an approach, but I...
Look, I don't care if you're the house magician.
Wow.
Can you just make me a macchiato?
Wow.
You're a macchiato.
You know you can do better, right?
Oh, wow!
We're not.
So just to be clear, you are investigating the possibility that Doyle drove off the cliff to commit suicide?
And take many lives. Ooh.
We are investigating all possibilities.
Yeah, that's really not going to sit well with a lot of parents.
Reporters have laid siege to the...
Yes, so I need proof that my father didn't kill himself.
Veronica's,
I have a mother
the best
and
person
a little
to crack
brother.
that thing. Well, as
and
well as it gets
we've
us
become
started in
accustomed
terms of
to
what happened.
having a place to live. Great. Because I'm sorry is so helpful. Jesse.
She'd be like me
My dad killed a
sometimes.
bunch of people I went to school with.
Uh-oh.
I don't know if I'd have the nerve to show my face at school.
Really?
Hey, Veronica, are you and Duncan coming to Logan's life short party? It's gonna be...
Oh my god!
A votive candle.
This doesn't mean anything.
Come on. If you were on that bus, you would want your pile to be the biggest.
Uh-oh.
Come
Uh-oh.
on, there's nothing here.
Yeah, might be a bit like, too soon, obviously, with the, people,
Neptune, cleaner.
I want you to run for sheriff. I'm prepared to use all my resources to support your candidacy.
You know what? I like him.
Woody, out of curiosity, where did you stand when I was removed from office?
With the
I
accusations and all
signed the
of that.
petition to get rid of...
You want to make the big leagues? Keith, you think about what we talked about and maybe get back to me by the end of the week?
Of course.
Great.
The opportunity's there, Keith.
Let's go hustle up, hustle. Hustle, come on, man.
You're revered.
Metal. My man pays for it, then throws it out just like that.
Neptune's local sheriff...
I can't imagine where I'd be if you had gotten back on that bus.
Oh.
You'd be sad for a while, and then you'd probably turn my room into some sort of sewing nook or yoga studio.
You don't have to make a joke, you know.
I was gonna say,
Sure I do.
But it is twisted, isn't it? But,
I wonder what
humor.
else the bus driver got off the bus. Except Meg. You think her face will be, normal?
Jesus Christ.
What a bitch!
Hey! Been looking for you.
You're really making crude comments about Meg's well-being.
That was pretty fatherly. Almost sounded like you've been saying my name in exasperation for years.
All right, how about we try this? You can get your ass out of that bed right now. Or you can go back to New York and explain why you're there to your mom.
Oh. Oh, he's gonna be attracted. All right, all right.
And where's that?
I was kidding.
I met you about 3 seconds ago, and you've already got me analyzed.
Quick
Get over
study.
yourself.
Jackie, I'm sorry. I was kidding.
And so was she. There you go.
Considerably better than the 5th period English.
You need to not remind me you're in high
Logan!
Factor.
Is that so?
Yeah, school in general, not very hot. Unless I'm wearing a naughty schoolgirl uniform.
Guilt about Meg.
Yeah.
The one that kills me. Joy, because I'm alive.
Yeah.
And by all rights, it shouldn't be.
But you got to have survivor's guilt there thrown in there, right?
Dick Jr. and I are going over to the firing range tomorrow. Interest you in a little target practice?
Well, as long as I'm not the target.
Nothing it's like nothing happened.
Something.
Hey, Wallace.
What you doing?
They're really doing
Remember
merchandise.
why I'm a misanthrope? They're selling souvenirs, Wallace. Bus crash souvenirs.
They're not right. That's completely fucked up how they say selling merch of the crash.
You know, off a bridge with a bus full of kids and stuff, convenience store would not be the site of my last meal. I'd want to eat something on the brink of extinction, you know, like the last emu or meerkat.
It's actually morbid and all of
they'd
that.
get us.
Like amid this conversation, I guess, because I mean, yeah, we are talking about the potential of this of Doyle killing himself. And all of that. And now we're veering into the subject of, you know, last meal and all of that. If I knew I was going to have a last meal. Yeah. And it's just very interesting, like, when it comes to, you know, there's this, like, little web series that I will, you know, sometimes watch every now and again that has this whole, like, interview premise. But there is also this whole idea of like if you were to have like your last meal, and I think they basically have what would be their last meal. So, yeah, I remember first watching it with Karen Gillan on it actually. So because of course Karen, but it is kind of fascinating to watch every now and again, like I said. So yeah.
Doyle's St. Toss wasn't a sign he was turning his back on God. He just needed change for the phone, so he bought the cheapest thing he could find.
Ah.
And why doesn't anyone know about it?
Yeah, well, at least we've made a bit of progress there. Veronica wasn't sure where to start, but we've made a little bit of progress.
Tell me the truth. How much
Poor
of an
Ben Sheriff
ass kiss
Lamb.
would I be if I admitted to be close to you? Seriously, why do birds suddenly appear every time you're near?
So I got the basics for you. Still have your money by then. I'm telling you, I will find it.
Look at Wallace go. I mean, no
Wallace
Veronica
Fennell's on the
assistance.
case. You know what that means?
Oh my god.
That Wallace Fennell wants to get in my pants.
And you never said 2 words to me in English either. That's Bob. He's my friend. Kind of my chauffeur friend right now, but
Bob did this.
he's just a friend.
Oh my god, she's coming on to Wallace.
What for?
Looking for evidence. Suicide is a crime. Suicide that takes the lives of 6 others is murder.
What are you doing here, Mars?
Oh my god. Yeah. Who are yours? Oh wait.
Bus driver guy, the guy from the accident, he called here last week.
Who? Ed Doyle. Were you home last week between 4 and 5 p.m.?
Yes. But I don't know what you're talking about.
No problem.
Jesse, what's up?
You can stop whatever you're doing.
What?
Oh no.
My father killed himself. Sheriff found his suicide note saved on his computer.
Really? No. When was the date?
Just for the kids,
Even though they mean more to me than anything, this isn't good for them. I know my mom was right for a change. Better off without him.
Jesse!
Unless it wasn't a... Because, I mean, you just... Yeah. Is there something more, like he was trying to leave the relationship, maybe?
The wrong number. Why was it a 4-minute call?
I suspected something was up. I
read
suspected
a
something was
suicide
up.
note today, and I have a theory.
Makes sense! Yeah, I do too! Because I even was, like, pointing... You saw me point, like... And I was insinuating that... Because the guy was like, oh, yeah, I've heard about him. Now, yeah, he could have been covering, and he could have pretended not to know him. But at the same time, with his partner... Maybe it wasn't, like, a wrong number or anything like that. Maybe something was going on with them two. And now, boom. The note makes sense. He was leaving his partner for her. Boom.
He wasn't planning on killing himself or a busload of kids. He was planning on leaving his wife. I'm guessing for you.
I'll take my cut of the paycheck.
Now I wish I was less understanding, because I never really got to be with a man that I loved.
I mean, this whole thing's just turned a bit
the
more
charge
tragic.
that goes up your spine at the moment of epiphany? It just hit me. I'm not gonna let the list of things I...
You only have one life. Yeah. She's got a Mona Lisa as a pillow. I can't talk, I got Karen Geller, but that was gifted to me.
Attempt to outmoan them?
There's really only one thing to do.
Go round 2. Oh, put the TV on.
Spectrum vision. Loud.
Yeah, yeah. Blast that volume all the way up. You're not ditching him. Really?
Did you cut your hair or something?
FYI, if the cuddling is the best part.
Those... Oh my god! Were they hearing them to... No! Uh-oh. Well...
I appreciate the offer, Woody, but I've decided not to run. No. Election, and you can count on my vote.
You change your mind, you give me a call.
Come on!
I feel pretty good about the decision.
Really?
Fair enough.
Are you sure?
You take good care, Keith.
This episode's about, you know, not living with any regrets. Come on, Keith.
Just look, my father didn't kill those kids.
Sorry about your loss.
Just because of this dickhead. Come on, Keith.
What are we doing?
Oh.
Exercising patience. Thank you. Chances of her knowing how to replace a spark plug?
Chances of me running into her in the girls' locker room and unleashing my own brand of justice?
Oh,
Slim, she doesn't go here. She's a reporter. Think Drew Barrymore, never been kissed. Hey, if Drew's in it, I seen him. I let Clemens know we had an imposter on campus. Oh, another thing you should know about me, I like my gratitude.
So she was pretending to fit in. Oh!
I may have to reconsider my stand on nice guys.
Crazy.
I told him I'm running.
Oh my god! Oh, that's great. That's great. I feel safer already.
He saw Sheriff Dickwad, and he was like, "Nah, this ain't flying with me."
You look different, that's all.
Hey, check this out.
Oh, sheesh. Well, I mean, even if Veronica wasn't involved, now she definitely is. So, alright, just to clear things up, no. I realised my mistake at the end where I was quick to assume that he was that the person that got washed up on the beach was someone involved in the bus incident. No, definitely not. Given the fact that well, first off, the guy is older, so unless that was Doyle, which is not the case, then yeah, definitely not involved in the bus incident. Plus, I think we saw that guy at the vigil, didn't we? I think that was the thing. So yeah, but why he's got Veronica's name on his hand, it's going to be very interesting pulling her, further involved. I mean, she's going to be investigating this whole situation anyways, but for other people like Sheriff Dickwad, I mean, this is just involving her further and further, isn't it? So, yeah, but we'll just have to wait and see why Veronica. Maybe he wanted to remember the name just in case he forgot, and then yeah, write it in the palm of your hand, right? So yeah, Veronica Mars. I must remember that name. So yeah. Some people just don't have good memories, so yeah. No, I feel like it's going to be something sinister and yeah, obviously involving Veronica, but yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what will happen. Yeah, great episode though. I really did love the focus on Doyle in terms of obviously we didn't get to see him because yeah, but there is this whole speculation going around about, did he kill himself? Was that the intent and all of that? So, and we can now, I guess we can safely assume, because it would be really anticlimactic, wouldn't it, if it was like, oh, he just, like the wheel blew out or something like that, and then yeah, just because there was, just because of the pressure in the tire, it blew out, and yeah, we can just assume that it was, premeditated by someone. I'm guessing. So, yeah, but who is going to be the question, and then that's why I think Meg. I mean, they could have easily killed Meg off, but I think she knows something. Maybe. I don't know. And when she comes around by the end of the season, I'm assuming, she'll have the answers, maybe. I don't know. Unless she does have, amnesia and all of that when she does come around. So, which I think they might go for, to be fair, because it's like, oh, Meg might have some answers. I don't know shit. So, yeah. But yeah, with Jesse and, yeah, it was really great to have her involved, knowing that if anyone's going to disprove the idea that that her dad killed himself, it's going to be Veronica. Especially, not just the idea that she's fresh off the whole situation in regards to who actually killed Lily, but also, I mean, there's this reputation even beforehand. I mean, you had Principal Clemens, there was that whole situation about the mascot, and he trusted Veronica, so she's already got a bit of a reputation, but that's just improved, I guess you could say, over time. So yeah, and it's so difficult for Veronica because, I mean, I'd say survivor's guilt is definitely a thing there. I mean, of course, there's going to be a mixture of emotions, relief being one of them that she wasn't there, but she would not have any ill will on to anyone on the bus, and she knows she should have been on that bus that day. Because that's it. Meg decided, you know what, I'm going to screw with Veronica. Yeah, we're all here, and leave Veronica in the wind. So, and Meg, as I said, she inadvertently saved Veronica there. So, potentially at the cost of her own, really. Well, I mean, it's not necessarily that, because Meg was still going to be on the bus anyways. But yeah. She low-key saved Veronica, but of course she did, well, no one was to know, not even now it seems Doyle was to know what was going to happen next, tragically. So but yeah, I mean, it was just really, really great stuff to go into this mystique in terms of, okay, well, what actually happened with Doyle? Because as I had that moment of epiphany in the middle of the reaction, where they revealed that they found his suicide note, and then they read the contents. Um, again, it's this whole idea of, okay, well, we've presented the idea of the potential that Doyle tried to kill himself, and you have Jessie, who is not having any of it. She doesn't believe that is the case, as well as the fact that, well, the rest of the family would be in a bit of a difficult position financially. So yeah, but she doesn't believe that he killed himself, and there's this whole idea where you're gonna, like, even if something does seem damning, well, you've also got to account, like, in my mind, I was thinking, you know what, I'm not going to take anything that Sheriff Dickwad has to say in regards to, yeah, it's damning, and there's nothing that could be done. I just to continue on that as well, I really loved how that was the turning point about Keith becoming sheriff again, where he was just so, like, even though that we found evidence that Doyle, that the note wasn't suicide, it was a note to leave his wife. Yeah, it was just really, really great that was like the moment that pushed his buttons, that Keith's buttons, in terms of, you know what, someone's got to do their job properly around here. So yeah, but yeah, even when something does seem very, very damning, like, I'm just thinking about all of these questions. When was that note set? Like, when was that saved or accessed even? Because you can find out, like, when it was done, when it was last opened. It's just so simple, right? And of course, like, say it was done like 3 years ago or something like that, and he is in a better place mentally, than he was 3 years ago. That doesn't really necessarily link to the idea that, okay, well, he did kill himself and all of that. So yeah, but of course, as I mentioned, the content in that letter was very important because, I mean, it could mean a plethora of things, of course, and yeah, it does. Like, especially if you're investigating a death and you find this note, you're going to put two and two together. But of course, it might have a different meaning. And I even made when Veronica visited the neighbor and all of that. And then you saw Carla emerge. I'm just like, did them two have a thing? That's why he called and all of that. And the guy doesn't even know shit. I mean, yeah, he could be covering, but what if he doesn't know? And yeah, so I mean, we already have something similar going on, I guess, with the main cast in regards to Logan. So yeah, I mean, that is kind of eerie, and it's kind of messed up for like for both parties, especially with Logan not being in a great place mentally at the minute. Yeah. But yeah, the Casablanca family is going to be in complete shambles. I mean, not just because of the dad. He's out the loop with what Logan is doing with Cordy there. Yeah. But also, I mean, we now know that I mean, it's going to be really, really it's going to be really, really controversial because obviously the condom was found by Beaver, so that's going to be very, very. I mean, that's going to be very, very interesting to develop from. So yeah, but yeah, it was really, really great this episode, as I mentioned, in regards to immediately jumping in. Like, it was fascinating to have Veronica she was going to be involved, but it's this whole idea of pondering, where do we even begin? So yeah. And yeah, it was also just very, very great to visit her feelings as well about this whole matter. But it's just also messed up as well, like with how the public are handling this whole situation. Because there are going to be people who are going to. I mean, they're already trying to take the piss out of this whole situation, selling merchandise. What the hell? But even then, I mean, Jesse's going to have a lot of heat on her. For no reason whatsoever, but because of the fact that she is Doyle's daughter. And there are going to be people who are going to ride with the narrative that, Doyle did kill himself. Even if it's disproven, there are going to be some people who are so pretentious, and yeah. But I mean, this is what I'm really interested in regards to, like, Neptune is going to be quite fractured this season. We're already seeing quite a few, already in like 2 episodes. We are seeing quite the division between those who are, rich and those who not so much are rich. Not necessarily poor, but they don't own a Porsche or anything like that. So yeah, just think it back to Jackie, I think her name was Tessa Thompson's character, her and Wallace. Yeah, I just love the attention. The moment that Wallace's attention caught to Jackie, you're like, wait, come on. Let's ship. Come on, yeah, and here we go. So, and it was nice to see Wallace as well. Be able. I mean, of course, there is a sense of impression when it comes to him and Jackie, because he really wants to get with her. So yeah. Whereas if Veronica helped, Jackie out with this whole situation about her dad's car, that necessarily wouldn't bode well in terms of Wallace's chances, but yeah, it was really, really great. It's just really, really great for Wallace to do something on his own, really, in terms of figuring out what happened to, this whole investigation situation. He's picking up from Veronica, no Veronica assistance whatsoever. So it was just really, really nice for him to flourish on his own. And for him to make a good impression on Jackie, so yeah. But yeah, it was really, really great stuff. Like I said, though, with Keith coming back into the sheriff position, it was just really, really great. You were so hoping, though, that he would. And when he initially told Woody, "No, I'm not doing this. I mean, it's nice and all, but yeah, like when he said that, yeah, it was just heart crushing. But then he sees Sheriff Lamb being, as he always is, a dickhead, and yeah, that was really pushing his luck, wasn't it? So yeah, yeah, he is so up his own ass, and yeah, yeah, his ego is just so far up his own ass, and yeah, he needs a good humbling, and that's where Keith can come in and make his life happy. Because we had those two, like as I mentioned, when Keith took that role in season 1 where he was temporarily brought in, Dick Ward wasn't exactly too thrilled about this. So how is he going to feel when Keith's job's more permanent? Yeah, it's just going to be glorious. So, but yeah, I also really, really loved, of course, you had to touch up upon Keith's sentiments in regards to what if Veronica was on that bus, because that's it. Veronica should have been on that bus. So it's very important to know that, okay, well, we are, living with this idea of, okay, well, I should have been on this bus. And, you know, how Keith would have fared and all of that. And, yeah. I mean, you just got to think, though, that, you know, there isn't a sense of acceptance when it comes to Keith when Veronica is investigating Doyle and the fact that he didn't kill himself. Because I just have to say that, like, I think with Keith, he wouldn't go to the extremes of just assuming that Doyle killed himself if Veronica was on that bus. He needs to understand. He needs to understand what exactly happened and all of that. So, he, like I said, he would just jump the gun in terms of assuming that you know, Doyle killed himself. So, and that's one of the, and that was a pressing feeling that I felt when obviously Veronica was, you know, ushering these well, the idea of why she's investigating Doyle. Yeah, Keith's going to be understanding, and he's not going to completely shut off this whole thing, as well as the fact that he's been like a lot more open to Veronica investigating a lot more, I guess, severe cases, especially since he you know, was very, very open with the whole Lily. Like later towards season 1, he was very more open with Veronica investigating the Lily Kane situation and how Abel didn't do it, and it paid off really, really well. So yeah, so there is a lot more of a trust when it comes to Veronica and Keith. So yeah, but yeah, really, really great episode. Awesome stuff. Enjoyed this so much. I'll see you guys next time then. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You can check my videos on the right. If you want to check out more of my content, you can also subscribe to my media feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I'll see you guys next time. Toodles!